I don't think I'm alone by suggesting that stealing is wrong. You shouldn't steal. But when people think of stealing, they think of physical things, like things from shops, like clothes or cars. Don't steal clothes and cars. But when it comes to ideas, you should absolutely be stealing ideas. And here's why. When it comes to business, sometimes things work better than others. We all know that. So when something's working, steal that idea and put your own twist on it. Make it yours. Make it your own. That's all I mean by stealing. Stealing is just being inspired intentionally. That's all it is. If you see something and think, wow, that's a great idea, I'm going to take the best bits from this that apply to me, I'm going to make use of it, great. That's just being inspired. But stealing is simply doing that on purpose. I suggest you steal ideas for ads, for emails, for photos of products, for the way your website's set out and laid out, for processes and customer support. How many times have you been on a website and think, wow, that looks great. Take it, use it, grab that, take that idea, get some screenshots, download it, do a little screen recording, remake it, but make it in your style that suits you and for your people. That's all we're talking about here. And it's done everywhere. Every single industry on earth steals. Because if they didn't, you'd go out there and there'd only be one person that made margarita pizzas that were in the freezer aisle of Tesco. Because everyone else would be like, no, we can't do that. We can't steal that idea. No, how many people make pizzas? Millions, like hundreds of millions. It's not something that you can put a trademark or a patent on as long as you do it in your own way with your own twist. Car manufacturers, automotive, those guys are rife. Every time one of them does something new or quirky, somebody else is like, we could be doing this. You know, electric cars. Has everybody stolen the idea from Tesla? Well, not really, but if you could say they've been inspired by their success, well then technically they've stolen that idea, right? Is that not the same thing? Every industry takes ideas from the same industry or other things. Prime Energy, for those, the fad of 2022, 2023, they didn't invent anything new. They didn't. They just took bits and bats of other drinks and slapped their own label on it and promoted it through their own outlets. You know, that you don't have to reinvent. You don't have to invent anything. You don't have to create a new ad format. In fact, we steal most of our ads. You can go onto the Facebook ads library. Just to jump in, I apologise, I've got a bit of a sore throat today, but this was such a hot topic, I was like, I need to share this. Type into Google, Facebook ads library. You'll find Facebook have some sort of transparency thing where they will show every ad from anyone. One good example that I used is Manscaped. They sell beard trimmers and male grooming products. I think their brand is ace. I don't own any of their products. They've not sponsored this video. Nobody does. But Manscaped really inspire me. I like the branding, I like how their website is, I like how their products look and they display them. I take loads of inspiration from Manscaped. But you could also put that as, I steal loads of ideas from Manscaped. I do, yeah. I use the Facebook ads library constantly to look up brands that are doing cool things, that are succeeding. And don't forget, if you see an ad or you see something that's running and running and running and running, and you think, wow, I see this ad all the time, I've been seeing this for months, that's because it's working. Whatever that is, whatever the formula is, they've cracked it. Big businesses do not spend money on non-winning ads. They only spend money on profitable things. That's it. They can't afford not to. So if you see something consistently over time, make a note of it, take a photo, screenshot it. I've got a full folder in my phone of Facebook and Instagram ads that I've seen and gone, wow, that looks good. Screenshot it. And then the next time you're on Photoshop creating some ads for your business, have a flick through. Be inspired or steal some ideas. It makes the creative process so much easier, plus you're also witnessing more of the winners. You know, you might come up with an idea and think, oh, that sounds good. In reality, if you could look forward and think, is it good? that might not be a good idea. It might not work, it might not resonate with your audience, it just might not click. And that's okay. But if we can skip a few £100 and save a bit of budget in these ads and go down a path that is known to be more successful, why wouldn't you? At the end of the day, stealing ideas, it's only like learning. You know, you're only learning from a resource. For you to quote a book in a university report, that's not stealing. It's like saying, hey, he had a great idea, look at this. But all industries copy and steal each other. One of the best ones for this is the fashion industry. Everybody knows that things go round in cycles because people find winners and people tend to jump on board with things they're more familiar with. You know, so if Gymshark bring a new style of clothing out, the seamless leggings, other brands go, these are selling well, so they make their own seamless. They make them with their own twist. They might add a pocket. They might add something else to put a key in the back for when you're running. They might add a loop to put a towel through. They might make them in a different pattern or style or cut. They might make them into shorts. Steal the base idea, modify it to suit yourself. How can you steal to make your business better? I subscribe to so many email lists. Loads. Like literally loads. If there's a brand that I'm interested in that is somewhat relevant, it tends to be direct to consumer products. You know, if I subscribe to Audi's email list, look, you guys have got a different business model. Like, I'm not planning on selling somebody a thing every 3 to 4 years. That's not the goal. But when you're selling things that are worth £50,000, slightly different business model. At the same time, I'm not selling a service. You know, it's not like I run a car wash or a McDonald's where you might come back between once a day, once a week, or once a month. You know, it's not like that. But with Manscaped and a few other brands like that, even your Gymsharks or Represent or some people that you admire, subscribe to their email lists and just use it for free resource. They send you ideas. They literally send you ideas. That's it. It's great. So I use Manscaped as a good example. I just like their branding. I like their style. I will use Manscaped emails to design my own, with my own relevant products, with my own relevant colours, with my own relevant settings and imagery. So when you looked at the end results, you would never see a Manscaped email in a Mergs email. But you might say, if I put them side by side and said, look, here's what we're working with, you might go, oh, I can see how that's inspired by that. But also bear in mind, Manscaped have probably taken these ideas from someone else. You know, no idea really needs to be truly unique. You've just got to say it with your own voice. You need to follow the brands, follow on social media, watch what they do, subscribe to their email lists, just have inspiration flowing in from all angles and take all the best bits. That's it. So don't be afraid to use other people's ideas. Don't get me wrong, we can't cross any lines and start using things that are copyrighted or any trademarked things, but I'll be honest, the way that somebody photographs a product to display it on their website, nobody owns the trademark to that. You know, if you're selling remotes for an air conditioning unit and you go onto Miko's website, you can totally take the photos that they use, apply it to your own products, make it unique to you, and get off to a better start than sat there with a blank slate thinking, right, how would this look good to my potential future customers? Because that's really tricky, and there's a lot of trial and error involved. So yeah, long story short, steal more stuff. Make sure you subscribe to more people's email lists. Make sure you use the Facebook ad library, because it's like cheating. The fact you can Google Facebook ad library and see all the ads that all these brands have run. You can go through them all. You can even see how long they've been running. If you go onto Manscaped on the ads library and you see that they've had an ad running since February this year, and you go, wow, it's August. That ad's clearly working. Whatever the way they've done it, how they're portraying the product, whatever the offer is, don't get me wrong, the ads are not going to describe why they're working, but it's a starting point, a creative starting point. Because I struggle. I will sit at Photoshop and I'm like, right, we need to make some ads. And it's hard. It's hard coming up with new things. So take what's working, take from the big fish, trickle it down, put your own twist on it, and just use their thing. Like I say, don't make it like for like, because people will see that. You know, there's ways that we've done stuff that have been slightly unique in the past, that you go to another brand's website and they've literally stolen. There was a point in time where someone had literally stolen our size guide for their product, and I'm like, that, one, it's still got like the formatting and the colours that we use, and two, what's to say that your product fits just like our product? Be intelligent, don't just steal anything for the sake of it. And the funny thing is, even when you're creating content and putting things out on the internet, this video, spoiler alert, is stolen. It genuinely is. I've nicked this idea from Ben Kaluza. He's a guy who makes videos for content creators. I watched this recently. I was like, oh, this is genius. My guys, I've taken this video, I've put my own twist on it. I will link it in the description. I've put my own twist on it and made it relevant for you. Because that's all we need to do, right? We just need to take this. He's doing it for content creators and making media. But my guys, we do business, right? My guys and girls, we do business stuff. So how is that relevant to us in business? Well, we've just explained. So don't be afraid to save things. Same on YouTube, I've got a full folder called Inspiration. Just things that I like the look of. Anyway, I'm rambling, I need to get back to work, steal more things, do it with intention, make it tactical, and you'll find it's much easier creatively down the road. Right, I'm going to get back to work, you should too, and I'll catch up with you guys soon.